Oh no, of course it would. Where did it go? Really? Over here, thank you. No, 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 no. Go over here. Mother flipper, flip and flap. Thank you. It's not what I wanted, thank you. Really, really slow, apparently. Really need my back to quit hurting. I think part of it is having the support on my chest. I want to try and get a few people to join in to TikTok thing. Okay. I think we got that. And my stream is not wanting to cooperate today. That's great. We'll just use OBS. Well, that would be great and all if my internet connection was a stable enough one via Wi-Fi, but it's not. And it bugs the ever-loving crap out of me. Need to go here, got the white. Like, I would love for streams to work out, but you know, the one reason I'm wanting to try and reach affiliate on Twitch is mostly so that I can make emotes and make emotes that people can use. That's the main reason. Like, that's like one of the reasons I really want affiliate is just so that I can stream emotes, make emotes, and do that for like all of my stream. Like, that would be great. Try and look at this. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Share it again, because apparently it's just not Messenger. Here. Really trying here. Oh man, I'm gonna go here. And here. And here and here. Then go here. Boom. There we go. Should be good to go on that. I'm just gonna have to eat. What just happened? Oh, what just happened is everything kind of went to shite. There we go. It's like my shoulder and my back not cooperating. Wow. Maybe wearing supportive things for the chesticles. Not a good idea. Yeah, probably. 1, 2. Yeah, wear contacts so you can see. Okay, but my eyes are gonna hurt because I strained my eyes. You know, just wear supportive stuff so you don't have to worry about your chest. That's real supportive there. Considering the contraption devices for the larger chesticles cause back pain, immense back pain. Why don't you just let them fly free? Why don't you just shut up? Do you know how hard it is for well-endowed, larger females to just be free to the committee? Like, do you know how hard it is for people to do that? They literally just cannot because they will hit themselves in the face when they move. Do you understand that problem? No, because you do not have that problem. Well, just roll over on your side. Oh, and let me smash them in my sleep? That's great. You could always just try to, like, try to, like, flip upside down and suffocate myself. Okay, we're, not into that. Anyways. Hey, Lindsay. Or, sorry, Witchy. Sorry. I keep forgetting. I'm used to, like, you on the Facebook stuff. Sorry. But hi, I decided to wear contacts for my eyes so I'm not just wearing my glasses, because usually when I'm wearing my glasses, people make homophobic comments or transphobic comments and stuff. Yet I wear my necklace and no one says shit. But I decided to wear my contacts and wear a tank top for once, because normally I'm wearing short sleeves and just kind of loose clothing and stuff and hiding a lot of my features because uncomfortable. But I decided, hey, you know what? For once, let's just put on a wig, put in contacts, look presentable for once, and actually, like, wear comfortable tank top and be okay with this. Because you know what? Screw what other people think. And I thought, oh yeah, this boosted confidence. I can do this. And had a lot of very trying to use a word that's appropriate for both minors and adults. Had a very large grouping of thirsty cis men kind of making comments. And basically making very, very inappropriate comments about how the one time I decided to wear a comfortable outfit and just not care and wear a tank top because I don't want to be too hot because weather here sucks. Apparently I can't be comfortable because there's going to be people making comments about my appearance, about how they wish they could just put their face in there, and I'm just like, I don't know you. Just creepy. Leave. Like, I don't know them on a personal level. We are not that close. No, thank you. And thanks for the compliment. Just like, and then you've got people that are like, well, if you didn't want to be perceived as feminine, you shouldn't have wore a feminine presenting outfit, and you have a chest, so obviously you're feminine, right? And I'm just like, I just wanted to be comfortable. Oh, well, what are you, a double D? And I'm like, no, I was a J cup once, but now I'm like a C or a D, and I don't want to be a double D. And how they're like, oh shit, you have a body. You have the chest muscles. And they're attractive. And I'm like, this is generally why I don't wear a tank top on my lives or on my streams, or like why I don't generally dress comfortable, because I get comments about my body like that. Or when I look presenting or presentable for once, people are just like, oh, damn, you have a body and you have curves? Why don't you show that more often? I'm like, I don't want to show that more often. I am uncomfortable with that. I mean, if you didn't have a body, you'd be a lot shorter on video. I mean, I'm already pretty short. I'm 4'9". Like, I'm pretty short. Like, a lot of my friends, whenever they meet People don't realize how short I am until they actually meet me, and they're like, "Are you middle school?" And I'm like, no, way past, like, you want to go back 16, 17 years? Sure. um, but yeah, I haven't been in, like, middle school, high school. Hell, I haven't been in college for what, 5 years? Monty Python is in my head. Fight me! Fight me! You just lost your arms. I can still fight you! You just lost your legs. I'll bite your kneecaps! What? Fight me! I'll bite your kneecaps! I'll do it! I'll do it! This is not even worth it. Like, if you're talking about Monty Python, I haven't actually seen Monty Python, but I know the scene you're talking about because I've only seen a few clips of the actual movie and stuff. I've had friends suggest, hey, you should watch Monty Python. I'm like, let me just go grab some coconuts and I'll join you in a bit. Actually, we have a coconut in the kitchen that we haven't used. And I'm half tempted to just cut it open and be like, like, just like the horse clopping stuff. It's just a flesh wound. Oh, and then the whole thing about she turned me into a newt. A newt? I got better. Thing about the witch, the shrubbery, and the first you must answer these questions. These questions 3 I have for thee, and it was the thing about like first, what is your favorite color? What is the speed of an average swallow? And then there's just like American or European? Wait, what? I don't know. It's like gets tossed off. I have those characters as D&D minis. I have D&D minis during the living room. I paint D&D minis sometimes. I have like I think I have a horde. Okay, so I've got like 1 and then times this by like 12. I've got 12 chess cases of dice. And I'm just like I have a lot of dice. Found out that they used coconuts because they couldn't afford horses. Yeah, pretty much. Budget probably all went to costumes. Bring me a shrubbery. A shrubbery? A shrubbery! Like, I haven't seen very much, but I can quote a little bit from it. It's fun to quote, and there's a lot of movies that are fun to quote. One of the thing, just kind of chilling, chillaxing, and drawing on Twitch. And my Twitch stream is very laggy. Very, very laggy. Like, I have better reception on my TikTok stream than I do my Twitch stream. Like, the Wi-Fi on my computer, it sucks. But I'm trying. Wow, that is paused really weirdly. Let's see, I've got that, and I think I've got that sticker basically done. I just need to size it down to 5 by 12 by 5 by 12. But I'm trying to stream on Twitch. I can like try to show you my screen real quick. Let me unplug my charger over here. Here we go on an adventure. Let me I know I chew on my pen a lot. Ah, that is not it. How do I do this? Flip camera. Here we go. So, I don't know if it's going to show it, but this is what I'm working on my Twitch and stream stuff. Just drawing a sticker, and that's what I have so far. Generally, I try to draw stickers that are representative of, like, when I'm nonverbal, whenever I don't have a way to communicate very well, but I use pictures and my communication stuff doesn't work very well, or whenever I just want to be expressive of myself with stickers. I believe I have, like, I think on Telegram, I currently have over 200 expressive stickers that I've made of my Sona. They're a Finnick fox about 3 foot tall. And I'm like, oh, 3 foot, that's gotta be very short. And then I go and grab my yardstick and I'm like, it's. Grab this. So. Like, I kept thinking 3 foot is super short. Super, super short. And I'm like, it's not super short. It's not. Which is kind of, I'm just like, I'm just like, uh, I didn't think I was that short, but apparently this is otherwise. Getting wig hair everywhere. But yeah, I thought that heat rises, so you need less AC. Actually, that's not true. I know heat does rise, and that is true, but so for me, because of my medications and because I am a um, curvy individual, heat for me actually, I tend to overheat, especially with like warmer weather or getting too hot very quickly. My body doesn't always sweat it out and sometimes has an inability to sweat, which sucks. But sometimes I do sweat. But a majority of the time, I can overheat very easily. That's why I don't do like a full fursuit. I do partials because if I were to do a full suit, I would pass out from heat exhaustion. That's generally why whenever I have my Stitch onesie on, I can only wear it for like. It's one of those ones you get at Halloween at Walmart. That's why I generally can only wear it for like an hour, and then I have to get it off because it's like too hot for me. Hello, lasagna. Hello and welcome. Trying to grab this and grab this and resize it for Telegram. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. Feel free to follow if you'd like. If not, and you're just joining for shits and giggles, welcome as well. I know it's not a great way to greet someone, but hey, at least I didn't say, hi, welcome to the shit show. You've reached the psychotic hotline on mental health, and we're here to tell you if you are depressed, press 1. If you are 2, if you are 2, wow, no, sorry. Hello? Hop into random streams sometimes. That's fine. But yeah, I almost quoted the whole what was it, like it's a thing you leave for an answering machine type thing for your voicemail stuff. What am I drawing? I'm currently trying to resize one of the stickers I was working on for Telegram of my Sona. I have a Finnick Fox Sona, and if you're wondering, yes, I do have a partial made for them. It's not like fully detailed yet, but I have like their head and stuff made, including like the tail and the paws. I only do partials because I can't do a full suit, but the partial is the eyepieces. I got the pupils and stuff that are the follow me eyes. I got those off of like Etsy. Grabbed the sockets for the eyes off Etsy. And then the nose I got off an Etsy seller, and it was a silicone nose. It feels like a little dog nose, so it's like a rubber silicone nose, and they have it to where you can actually pick out the custom color that you want to match your Sona. So I had that literally on a Etsy wish list of mine for like the past 3 to 4 years, and was waiting for a day where I could actually get it and make my partial. No, I understand the getting distracted thing because I get distracted constantly. I have trouble multitasking and trying to like do multiple things at one time because I get so distracted. My ADHD goes different places, random places, and whenever people expect me to stay on topic or stay focused, my brain's just like, hi, yeah, that the thing you mentioned about the focusing and staying on topic, yeah, we threw that out a window along with common sense, sanity, and a few other things that were kind of important. At least normal people told us they were important, but we just kind of like yeet. I understand that. The stream is being a bit laggy, and like TikTok streams being a bit well, the TikTok stream's actually fine, but the regular stream is being very laggy, and I apologize. My computer's running on like a Wi-Fi signal because I don't have an Ethernet cord to it right now. Save as Zimmer. Use it on Telegram. Whoops. Stupid, it's wrong file type. Opacity because it has to be see-through. Drawn on a Aggie I've been trying to get inspiration because I'm really bored. I understand that. Like, trying to find inspiration sometimes can be kind of just like hard. Let me open up a file, see if I have it on here. Let's see, there's pictures of me in cosplay. Sometimes when I cosplay, let me grab those. There's my partial tail, trying to find. There's the Among Us thing, horse eye. Boop and boop. There we go. So these are gonna load up real quick. So when I did my cosplaying at the last event, I did a fox made the tail. Basically, I had ordered a tail, and the tail was supposed to be pink with a white tip, and the person sent me white with a black tip, and it was 2 days before the event was going to take place, no time to return it, so I altered it into white with pink tip and did this cosplay. And then this was a close-up. I wear colored contacts that are prescription, and that was me. I do cosplay from time to time. This is a wig. My hair is not actually pink. My hair is actually very short and kind of brownish blonde because, yeah. So this is one of the stickers on my Sona. This is another one. And this is something, wow, you have all your little things on. This had all the little dots on it, but this is a digitized version I did of a painting I have up on the wall behind me. I do a lot of sewing. I mostly make stuff for art events that are sensory friendly, so I make, let me grab a good one. See if you're a good one. I make cookie cats, and I make sensory friendly cookie cats, and I also make bats, Life's lemons, and I also make manta rays and sea pancakes. But these are just kind of things I sew. I have been asked, why can't you just use a pattern like online? And I'm like, I can't actually read like patterns. When it comes to sewing, I actually have to come up with a pattern I understand and can figure out for it to work for my brain for me to put it together. So basically, my brain three-dimensionally sewing wise like a three-dimensional puzzle but with thread. um that's how I do a lot of my sewing, is it's like a 3D puzzle for me. And trying to read patterns is very hard because patterns are generally two-dimensional, and it's funny that I try to think in three-dimension with my sewing but actually have very bad trouble trying to perceive actual depth perception. So I'm just like, okay, my brain thinks in 3D, but I actually have trouble understanding 3D. But yeah, if you want, you're welcome to follow. I do try to stream. I have been streaming for almost 2 years, and yeah, I haven't reached affiliate. And people are like, oh, well, you should try harder for affiliate. And I'm like, the only reason I've been trying hard for affiliate is only one small reason, and it's not really that significant. Thanks for the follow. It's not really that significant. I've been trying to reach affiliate on Twitch for almost 2 years because I honestly just want to be able to make emotes and use emotes in my chat. And that's all I really want from that. It's why I tried for affiliate for the past 2 years, is that I found out you can make emotes and have custom emotes in your chat for your stream. And I'm like, I make stickers, and stickers can be used for emotes. And yet here I am, still not affiliate. Because I've made emotes for other Twitch streamers, and there's a Twitch streamer that streams like Apex and stuff, and he loves Pikachu, so I did him some little emotes with him in a Pikachu onesie and stuff. Taku Forever, I believe, is his Twitch. I don't exactly remember. And there's another Twitch streamer I had done for some emotes for. I have done emotes for other streamers that can actually use the emotes, but for me, I'm unable to use the emotes that I want to make for myself because I'm not an affiliate. And they're like, oh, well, what are you missing? I have to have at least 3 people chatting during the stream. And I also have to have at least an average viewing of 3 viewers, and it only reaches like half of that. And I'm like, how do you get how do you get 1.5 streamers? Like, did someone like divide themselves in half and just like, there you go? um Yeah, that's been my main reason for affiliate, which a lot of people would probably think that's silly. You could get subscriptions, you could get paid for being an affiliate. I'm like, that matters not. I just want the emotes. I just want the emotes and access to making emotes. Like that, I know it's like very naive and it's very like simple minded, I guess would be the best way to put it, but that is all I want, is I decided to stream in September, doing the whole thing that a couple of my other Twitch friends are doing that have like subscription and stuff. They have a thing where they're doing Subtober, which is, or Subtimber, which is like for the whole month of September, people that like follow or subscribe basically get something like out of the stream just for them. Like they get a custom thing done or custom shout out or like stuff like that. And my thing would be like, the more followers I get during each stream, I would probably just kind of draw one thing that anyone requests me to draw, as long as it's safe for work, of course. But like, I would do that for the stream and just be like, okay, anything you want, I draw. I draw. You want to see SpongeBob? Like, draw it as an actual sponge? Here we go. Look at him. He's sexy. Or like, let me open up the file. One of my friends, where is the cheese doodle? Okay, so one of my friends mentioned how they thought I said cheese doodle during me trying to tell them about the chibi tigers I was making for someone's commission request. They thought I said cheese doodle, so I was like, cheese doodle, and I'm like, I got you, and I quickly sketched this out and drew it and was like, I understand that. But yeah, cheese doodle, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, it's what those off-brand Cheetos are called." I'm like, "Oh, I thought you meant like an actual cheese doodling here. Like, I thought that's what you meant." Whoops. But hey, it's entertaining. um, so that was that. And then the last stream I had that was fun. I had two friends that are mods were on the chat, and they were like, one of them draws kaijus, draws Godzilla and stuff, and has been doing Godzilla art and kaiju art for years. And the other person lives like, does Twitch streaming and stuff, and is like, wears like a tentacle mustache. Um, both people, one of the people was like, "Hey, you should draw like an Among Us character in a Godzilla onesie." So I did that, and I'm like, you know what? Let's take this a step further. So I go in and I'm like, you know what? This needs animated. So I go into my GIMP program and do multiple frames for like 2 hours of just different frames for this, like 33 frames, just to be able to get, let's see if it'll pop up on the screen. Whee! I had that animation, and it was super fun to make, and it was entertaining. And what, Mystic, did you just pop up here somewhere? But I made a really fun animation of the God Among Us character. I know my stream is still very laggy on Twitch. The cats will randomly show up, and Mystic likes to barge open the door. Just be like, "Hey, Mom, I'm here!" And I'm like, "Yes, child, you are here. At the most inappropriate times, but you're here." um, in other news, I biked 8 miles today. I biked 4 miles to the location I was trying to get to, took a bit of a rest, and then biked 4 miles back, and I'm like, hey, we did a thing. Yeah, and now we don't feel good. Like, 8 miles of bike riding in one day. That's more than I normally do. I normally do just a 4 mile bike ride, like 2 miles there, 2 miles back. But the place I normally bike ride that's 2 miles away, it has been closed for like 4 months. So I've had to go a bit farther, for things. So I'm trying to work up my stamina on the bike riding aspect. I'm not always the best. But I used to do a lot of bike riding in high school, and people were like, "You did a lot of bike riding?" I'm like, "Yes, I was like 84 pounds most of high school because I bike rode a majority of like 7 to 9 miles every single day to school, to work, to home, to friend, to a lot of places." I'm gonna go over here, and I still bike ride and I'm still active, but people are like, oh, well, you're a plus size person and you're curvy, so there's no way you're active because you don't look like you could move past the couch. And I'm like, I literally can get up, walk over to the cabinet and back and not be out of breath, but okay. I got super inspired from Usona and I sort of drew fan art. I didn't get a good look at the headshot reference. Let me see. Where is the... Aw, that's cute. I am going to screenshot that. Just kind of screenshot it and save it. Full screen. Save as pictures. Fan art. There we go there. Let me... If you want, I can load a better reference picture. It's okay. The block of text is no problem. Let me open up a better reference picture for you. Open. Okay, we got these Zimmer. Wait, that's up in the file folders. Zimmer stickers from 22. Let's see. So if you need, what's a good one to go with? Okay, so this one. Let me see. This one. This one. This one. This one. That one. This one. Open those. Okay, so there's this. Then there is this one. Because, like, Phoenix, their ears move with their emotions and stuff. And then here is them putting stickers on a package, because something I like to do is put stickers on packages when I'm mailing out stuff for friends and stuff. Then here's them trying to share, like, Cheez-Its and stuff. Pan Dulce. Let me see. And then them being sad, Depresso Bean, and then them with some stickers, if that helps. Also, I think I have a link to my, I know Art Fight's over, but I do have a link to my Art Fight if you wanted to see the character pictures for references on there. It's been a while, like July? It's already almost September. Okay, Art Fight, go to my thing, boom, copy, and paste, and this should give you the reference photos for Zimmer and other Sonas I have and stuff, but Art Fight has a bit of my pictures and fan art I've done for other people. There's also a good full body of them with someone else's character and how small they actually are. Let me grab the link to that and copy paste it into the chat. So this is one of them as well. And I liked the person's like tree character. I've done like 2 different ones of them. And then I drew my Sona with them. And it's just a really cute piece. But I wasn't sure how much effort you're actually supposed to put into Art Fight and the attacks you do. And I'm like, I'm going to go into full detail with these because I just want to have fun and get some experience drawing. And apparently there's some people that didn't put much effort, and there's people who put like an incredible amount of detail for a piece, and I'm just over here like, so you got these people that make me look like I didn't put enough work into this, but there's people knocking out like 100 pieces in a day for this thing, and I'm just over here like, I've got like 5 people I'm responding to with the art attacks here. I'm new to this. This is my first year. I'm intimidated, but it's fun. Usually happens every July, so it'll be back around next year as well. I don't know if you participated in art. I know I don't have a lot of like, I don't know if I have a lot of references for my son to put on there, but I have some. Okay, so I've done the biting one. Now I need to do a different one. I feel like my allergies are sticking up my nose. Okay, so let's see. An emotion to portray. Oh, okay. So I think I'm gonna do one of them just flopping on a bed. Just kind of have the head like right there, ears down like that, and just have like the tail kind of there, and then just kind of feet extended there, kind of paws extended up front, and then like head down because they're just done with the day. They're just done. They're just like. Let me try and get the line art started. I use a lot of pastel line work for like the stickers and stuff because I've seen so many people use like black lines for the stickers, and I understand black lines are traditional, but I like doing pastel lines because it's just how I do mine. But when I get commissioned for like sticker packs, I do whatever color line the people want me to outline them with for the line art. Just gonna put like this. Go down here. We up here. Okay, so this one would have. I'm glad you got some inspiration out of stuff. Just kind of there. Then have the ear kind of there. Or if it makes me want to make an account, verify it, and I'm too tired to do that right now. You're always welcome to like save the link and like do that on a day that you feel better too. You're more than welcome to. If you end up posting like any of your characters, I can try to find a way to contact you like DeviantArt or something and send you like some fan art of your character if you want. I mean, Art Fight is over, but I'm still open to doing Art Fight characters for people that have Art Fight. Like, it's fun and it gives me practice with the characters, so it's no big deal. Gives me something to do too. And I understand the being too tired, like biking took a lot out of me. What color is my Sona eyes? My Sona has kind of like a pink and darker pink, just kind of. I gave them pink eyes. Originally when I drew them out, I gave them rainbow eyes, and for a while I was doing here, kind of there, kind of hidden, and then like there. You're welcome. Then grab this. I think I made the line art too light. Whoops. We'll do another line art layer over this. This is fine. I totally didn't screw up. I screwed up. I tend to be a bit random, and I know sometimes that can get on people's nerves. I apologize if it does. But some people are okay with the random. Oh no, what did I do? Oh, I gotta put it all the way over there. I'm gonna try to. Over here, over here. Go all the way across to the other screen. Come on, come on, come on. Trying to grab this. There we go. Now we go up to here, put that over there. Okay. There we go. Sorry, my background's a bit beep. And the YouTube's needs to go back onto the main thing. Sometimes whenever I tab out of my actual screen onto my other screen, sometimes it will cause the tabs to go into actual windows. Are you angry? You upset? You want attention? You want attention? Much attention? How much attention? All of it? All of the attention? You want all of the attention? Oh, look at you. Oh, there's your attention. This is Mystic. Ah! She's not very sociable. Child, I understand the feeling. Hugs, bad touch, but hey. You are literally my cat. You should be used to my touch. Yeah, that's Mystic. Salem's around here somewhere. He's my black cat. He's kind of just chillaxing and hiding somewhere probably. He's very, like, chill most of the time and kind of mellow. He's the more mellow cat. Not as, high-strung as that one. But they're both, 2 years old this year. Yeah, 2 years old. They were born in, I believe, March or April of 2020. I'm looking, I am loading it. Let me see. Oh, that's cute. Let's see. Full screen. And then save. Kind of going over here. Then you've got the legs. Got the leggies. And you've got the paws. Probably should have taken an allergy pill today. Or else my asthma's gonna act up later. Let's see. Grabbing this. And then kind of, there's that. Gotta make sure I get their facial positioning correct on this. Shoot. I messed that up. Just kind of boop. And then kind of get the ear to go laid down. Trying to position an ear. Go, lay down. This is fine. Everything's fine. Totally not gonna erase the whole thing and start over. Oh god. Now I'm thinking about that. Like, I put so much work into it already. Not really a whole lot of work, just mostly line art, but still. Brain goes into, like, bad brain mode and goes, oh yeah, you know all this effort and work you put on this piece? What if you just erased it all? What is wrong with you? Anxiety. Anxiety and low self-esteem. It's okay. I make a lot of really weird comments sometimes. I'm gonna grab that and just kind of eyes kind of shut a bit, and then gotta get their dots under their eyes. And then orange. I think I've got the right. If they're facing like this, the left leg has the rainbow on it. Okay, so it'd be the right leg would not have the rainbow. Yellow. And then green. It's okay, we're all weird down here. It's like, shh, I'm not weird. I am the most normal person you'll ever meet. You know it's bad to lie to people. You end up in Congress. Fair point. The sketch you have reminding me of the old Warrior Cat edgy anime style. That's fair. Um, I actually used to read Warrior Cats back in school. I've seen those TikToks. I don't need called out, okay? You know those weird people who used to be into Warrior Cats are now the confused bisexuals with low self esteem? I don't need you. I don't need this. I can stop at any time. What, you never finished Warrior Cat? Over here, people bitching. Sorry, I yawned. I'm just over here mentioning Warrior Cats, and I'm like, oh no, edgy high school, teen me. Actually, that is kind of funny. I have some people that are like, what were you like back in high school, and why are you so different from then? I'm like, okay, look, high school me wrote a lot of very interesting poetry that got us sent to the principal and the counselor. Um, High school me wore a lot of black every day, and black was our comfort color. Then one day we had teachers be like, "Why do you wear black all the time?" So I started wearing pink sometimes, and the teachers would make comments about, "Oh, you're wearing pink for once. That's such a great color on you. You should wear more colors more often." And I'm like, "Pink is my depressing color." just just like um basically I started wearing pink in high school because it was originally kind of a joke as to pink being my depression color because I would wear black so much. And I love wearing black. I still have a lot of black clothes. I have a huge section of my closet that is a lot of black clothes. But black's a very slimming color and it's comfortable, maybe not in the heat, but most of the year. Hi, Salem. He is. Let me rotate. There's Salem and Mystic. But yeah, I used to wear a lot of black. I had a trip skirt. I had a plaid skirt. I had this really nice lacy black long sleeve shirt that was like, sure it was skin tight, but it had like the lace sleeves, but looked like a long sleeve shirt that just had lace sleeves, and it was really nice. It was very stretchy. It was nice. Um, I had it was a very comfy shirt and I lost it for some reason. Um, Not only that, I would wear a lot of long sleeve clothing for other reasons that were not so great. That I have tattoos covering up. That's all I'm going to go into detail with that about, but I don't want to trigger anything or anyone. Basically, high school was a very emotional time for me, and not being allowed to regulate my emotions like I should, and not being shown healthy ways to regulate emotions. So, a lot of the times, high school's kind of a. There's good aspects and bad aspects for me, but mostly bad. Better than I was back in high school. I'm actually getting trauma therapy and working through trauma. I am processing my emotions a bit better and trying to understand autism and ADHD because I went undiagnosed all of high school and would always get told that I spaced out a lot, that I was really weird because I didn't understand normal human interaction or social skills, and I didn't get the jokes that people said because I'd always take them very literally and didn't understand why they were funny. And people would be like, well, if we have to explain them, you take all the joy and fun out of the joke. And I'm like, okay, but I don't understand how this is funny. And people would call me Space Cadet because I literally would just disassociate during class because I would call it spacing out, but it was a disassociation I had during class because I had trouble focusing during class and I had to be drawing during class or I couldn't focus. And the teachers would get on to me for drawing in class and be like, well, don't do that. That's a distraction. You're distracting other kids. I'm like, I'm literally not distracting anyone. Um, okay. And I would try explaining that I had to do stuff with my hands or I wouldn't be able to focus during class. They're like, well, other kids other kids don't have to do that. I'm like, okay, but this is how my brain works, and I have to do that to be able to focus. Okay, but you're distracting other students. I'm literally not distracting other students. If anything, other students are distracting me. You expect me to sit here, listen to your lesson, not do anything with my hands, but be able to hear someone's iPod all the way across the room playing really loud rap music, and you expect me to be able to focus when someone's passing along the hallway and maybe being able to hear them outside the door while you're trying to talk. All I can hear is people's sneakers walking down the freaking hallway, and then hearing all the toilets flush down the hallway from people going into the restrooms during class and stuff. Like, you're expecting me to focus while I'm hearing all this stuff, and yet whenever I can do something with my hands, I can focus and not pay attention to that stuff. And yet, this is a problem for you? Well, just don't distract other students with it. I'm like, I'm not distracting other students with my stuff. Other students are distracting me because I have this dude sitting beside me just kind of at his desk trying to copy the answers off my paper and copy what I'm doing. So I draw so that he is not trying to copy the answers, but okay. Well, I don't see any of the students doing these things. Okay, so you don't notice the student over in that corner, left, top right corner, student that always looks down at their desk like they're paying attention, but they're actually texting under their desk and sending messages, then viewing YouTube in the spare time that you are not paying attention to the class. You don't see that? You don't see that small detail up there? Well, I don't see it happening while I'm doing things. Yeah. There's a lot of people that go undiagnosed with autism and ADHD at young ages. And a lot of the times for AFAB individuals or people born with a uterus, a lot of the times people will not diagnose them as much as people born with the appendage that allows them to be a faucet. Um, a lot of the times the AFAB people will, or uterus bearing people, get misdiagnosed with just being um, bipolar or having mood swings or not being able to have normal behavior. But a lot of the times it gets dismissed because they don't diagnose them as often at a younger age. But then whenever you get older and they decide to run tests and stuff, they're like, oh, you have all these symptoms and all these traits of autism and ADHD. Why were you not diagnosed earlier? Oh, I don't know. Was it my masking that caused me to blend in like a chameleon to everybody in school and fit in as best as I could when I'd break down at the end of the day and go home and just scream my head off because I couldn't handle all the pressure from social norms? Oh no, that couldn't have been it. Like, the way uterus bearing people basically are taught with the autism and ADHD stuff is that they're taught to try and fit in as best as you can, try and make friends, and try and just don't be yourself. Just be what the world wants you to be and be okay with that when it literally eats away at the like anxiety in our heads and stuff. But that's just kind of, I'm very glitchy. I apologize for that. The Wi-Fi connection is not the best. But yeah, I was nonverbal till I was almost 6 years old. I was 5.5. Basically, that didn't throw any red flags out there for them because they're like, oh, well, you've had a lot of surgeries really young, so obviously your delayed development is due to that, right? No. So yeah, like I was nonverbal till I was almost 5.5. Normally, kids will start talking verbally when they're about 2 to 3 years old, which surprises me because I have like a cousin who has a baby and she's like about 2 years old and can already say words, and I'm like, is your kid like smart or something? Like, what the heck? What, you get this kid like speaking at almost 2 years old? I'm just like, which, but then they tried a different therapy approach that got me to verbalize my words, and that was playing music and songs that I knew because I would echolalia, basically I would repeat the words that were being sung or being like words I would enjoy saying over and over. And that's how they got me to basically start verbalizing and learn verbal communication. I still have times that if I'm overwhelmed or overstimulated or stressed out, I go nonverbal. And it's a select mutism thing with autism, is whenever the brain feels unsafe, it goes nonverbal and shuts down a verbal communication as a safety mechanism. So basically, I got officially diagnosed in 2021. I was diagnosed in a hospital in 2012 whenever I was about 18 years old, 18 19 years old. And I was very late on being diagnosed because I could mask very well and I could hold a full-time job. I could do a lot of things that normal people could do. But eventually it became too overwhelming and I would just have a lot of meltdowns and shutdowns, and I didn't understand why they would happen. But they were happening because my brain was trying to send me signals about, hey, our brain doesn't function like this. We need a little assistance here. Like, there's something wrong and you need to get it checked out. I understand that. Like, I did stutter a little bit at one point. Whenever I was starting to talk, and then my first verbal languages were both English and Spanish, so I speak two languages on top of the ASL, and I don't remember a lot of my ASL, but I remember a majority of it. Um, Basically, as a kid, when I was learning how to talk, we had a corgi, like the corgi dogs. We had a corgi, and I couldn't pronounce the word corgi, so I kept saying corky, and so we named the dog Corky because I couldn't pronounce the word corgi. My G's would be basically K's, and just like the S's would be like a ch sound instead of a sh. Like it was interesting. I had a few issues with trying to grasp basic language skills. And even in English class throughout school, I still had problems with like trying to pronounce words correctly or trying to get the grammar correct in English, because the problem is when you learn two different languages at the same time, all throughout like your school and stuff, and then you have to learn the grammar for those languages. Sometimes your English and Spanish, they get a bit mixed up to a point of you end up with an accent and have trouble trying to find the English word that you're looking for and go, oh, wait. Hold on, I got this. ¿Cómo se dice en inglés? It's like confused, you know? And then I'm going to have to go back to English. Sorry, brief moment of Spanish intermission. Uh, so yeah, when I have periods of time that I talk in Spanish or have communication in Spanish, my brain flips a switch of, well, now we're speaking Spanish, so now our accent can come out. And then I have people that hop in and are like, oh, wait, hold on. You actually don't speak English as your first language and you have an accent? How come you don't have an accent all the time? Because a majority of the time I am trying to speak English so people understand me. And also, I don't like my accent, so I try not to speak with my accent. Because people are just like, you have an accent. Holy crap. I'm like, yeah, I don't like it. Like in one stream, I believe last stream it was actually, we had a person from Spain come in, and it was kind of validating because the person from Spain's like, hey, you have the same skin color as me and you speak Spanish. And I'm like, yeah, get this a lot. But I have an abuelita down in Mexico, and she is from Acapulco, Mexico. And so I have never visited her. Um, I mostly spoke Spanish for both my tias that live here in the United States. And I speak Spanish because my step siblings are Mexican, and my stepdad was from Acapulco, Mexico as well. So Spanish was a very big part of growing up for me, and sometimes it's very nice to visit some of the panderias here. Panderias, we kind of like, I know it's like not something I can eat very often or I'm supposed to eat, but sometimes it's nice to just travel to the panderias, talk to the people there, and sometimes I get surprised because they're like, oh, you have really good Spanish. Why you have good Spanish? And I'm like, because I speak both English and Spanish because of my family. Like, they're like, oh, well, you speak very good. I'm like, yeah. People always assume that I am white because I look white passing, but there are people in Spain that have pale skin and speak Spanish, but people are like, oh, if you speak Spanish, you gotta have dark skin and be from Mexico, right? No, there's a country called Spain where Spanish originated. My grandma's from Puerto Rico, but like the rest of my family is all Canadian and American, so I don't know a lot of Spanish. That's fair. My con mi tía hablan con mí, se dice niña, mija, mija. Mm, cuando con yo, solamente español, no inglés, solamente español. And I was like, ¿por qué? And mi tía, dígame, es importante, la verdad es importante por su familia. Parte de mi familia está en México, so está una parte de mexicana y es importante por su familia. So, let's get back to English. Sorry. So basically, to explain, whenever I was very little, um, I know I'm probably going to end up with my accent again. But when I was very little, my aunt, who is from Mexico originally, she was from Durango, and I have an aunt that's from Mexico City. So basically, my aunt from Durango and my aunt from Mexico City thought it was very important for me to learn Spanish at a very young age because our family spoke English and Spanish, but the family from Mexico spoke Spanish, and so it was important for me to learn Spanish as a kid, because if I did not know it and I have relatives from Mexico that do not know very much English, then it gets hard to communicate. So that was very important for me to learn both English and Spanish at the same time. So I had a dual language thing going on to where I would be able to communicate with the Spanish speaking relatives and the English speaking relatives. And so in school, whenever I was younger, um, we had a group of girls that spoke Spanish, were Latino or Latina, and they decided they were going to be mean and talk shit about me in Spanish. So I basically responded to them. Lo siento, no escuchando. Repitan, por favor. And they look at me and be like, oh shit, the gringa, she knows English. She knows Spanish only. Oh no, this gringa knows Spanish. And I'm like, no está gringa, estoy parte de mexicana. ¿Qué problema? So it's, basically I would tell them that like, hey, I'm not white. I'm not white Mexican. Like I am part Mexican here, and so don't call me a gringa because it's very mean and it's rude. And like, I don't know why it's so surprising for you from someone that looks white to speak Spanish. And oh no, you can't talk shit about me in Spanish because I understand what you are saying. Like the supermercados here that are very Latino and a Latino based community. Whenever I communicate with the Latino based community, and there are some that are like, lo siento, no hablo mucho inglés, ayuda en español, ¿sí? And I'm like, oh, sí, 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 yo hablo español. Oh, ¿tú hablas español? Ay, muchas gracias, gracias, Dios. And I'm like, okay, this is not like super bad. Like I speak English, I speak Spanish, and they're like, ¿por qué eso habla español? Tu español está muy buena. ¿Por qué? And I'm like, because I have family from Mexico. You have family from Mexico? But you don't look Mexican. I'm like, yeah, I get that a lot. I got that a lot in school. I got that a lot growing up. uh, my uh, my tia's friends, when I was growing up, they had this nickname for me, and it was Una Poquita Blanca Mexicana. Una Poquita Niña Blanca Mexicana, which literally translates to the little white Mexican girl. And I'm like, oh, this is a good thing, yes? And they're like, oh, yeah, yeah, this is a good thing. No, it was not. It was not. Basically, them saying I was a little white Mexican girl was their way of poking fun at, hey, you're like white, but you speak Spanish, so you're trying to be Mexican, and it's like, no, my tia, she speaks Spanish, and I speak Spanish. She is my tia. Like, what is your problem? It just surprises people sometimes because people get absorbed that people have to look a certain way to speak certain languages, and is really not that important to look a certain way to be able to speak certain languages. If the language is part of your culture, you grow up with it and you understand it, you're respectful of it, you're respectful of the culture that it came from, there's not much of a problem there. Like, I don't see the problem. But not everyone is very acceptant of cultural differences and accepting this. And a lot of people that I have met that speak Spanish and have that is their language, that is a culture, that is where they came from. Like they are very appreciative that someone does not look like their culture, does not look like them. Like they are appreciative that you speak their language or that you at least respect their heritage and the culture that they came from is basic human decency to just be respectful of cultures and heritages from many nations and many parts of the world. Like, I know there's probably going to be people who are going to be complete assholes and be like, "Oh, what about the white people?" I got a few, not being racist here. You should like, oh, America's a white country built on white people. It's like, I see you're erasing history here. I see that your dad did not love you enough to tell you that your country is not a white-based country. Uh, I know you say, oh, go back to your own country and stuff like that to people who don't speak an English language. And it's like, okay, but the original languages of the Americas, Latin based languages, Aztec, Mayan, the language of the indigenous, like the Choctaw, the Cherokee, Hopi, Navajo, Cherokee, all these different tribes, Creek, Cree, Blackfoot, all these tribes, they were here first. They were here, First Nation, before people came over, colonized it, and were like, oh, no, no, we're gonna like eradicate these nations and become a white nation because this is what we want to push as an agenda. And it's like, so you don't want to let these people have their land that they rightfully have rights to, including the people that traveled from Mexico here. Like, you don't want them to be welcome here, but you want to take it over and basically pillage, violate, sacrifice, murder, and eradicate people and try and whitewash people, and that is okay with you. But a person wanting basic human rights for like cultural difference or wanting to be themselves and celebrate their traditions, their heritage, their culture is such a problem for other people. Like, they are celebrating what was here first, what they grew up with, what they have respect for, what they were taught was their lineage and who they came from, ancestors, and all this stuff. It's very important, and I try not to get too passionate here. Like, I know how that is. I have some friends that are of darker skin tone but they were born here, they were raised here, and they get told like how you're saying your grandmother from Puerto Rico, she gets told to go back to her own country when the white looking brother is like um helping her with groceries and stuff. Like, I get that. Wait, funny story. Whenever I was 15, I go landscaping with my stepdad. My stepdad, he was Aztec and Mexican. His lineage is Aztec and Mayan, like Aztec and Mexican. And he looked very, very Aztec and very Mexican, but was very plus size. He was very big guy, big guy. So I would landscape with my stepdad sometimes, and we went to this very rich white lady's house. She had like three Pomeranians running around while we were doing landscaping. And I arrived with my stepdad to help him do the landscaping and stuff. And this lady, she comes up to me while my stepdad's not around. She's like, "Hey, are you safe? Do you need me to call someone?" And points at my stepdad. And I'm like, "Lady, this is my step. Need to call someone." I'm like, literally, this is my stepdad. I can call my mom. I can have her verify this. This is my stepdad. And I'm like, yo, Pedrasco, hey, una gringa, shit, una gringa, claro que yo no tu hija, claro que una gringa. So basically, I'm like, hey, stepdad. She think I'm a gringa like her. What do I do here? and my stepdad like, oh no, this my stepdaughter. She her mom is my wife. Her mom look very white. It's fine. Unless like this getting weird looks from this like old rich lady this entire time we're doing the landscaping. She's wanting to make sure I'm okay, and I'm just like, lady, I am just here to work and do my job and help my stepdad with this. Leave me alone. Like getting asked if I was like kidnapped by my stepdad and like, listen, I just want to do my job, grab some taco mayo after this, and get the heck out of here. Like your elephant ears, they're drooping. That fence line has a lot of weeds. I gotta go pull those. Your pool, it needs skimmed. I'm gonna go do that. Like, see ya. Like this lady, yeah. We did that lady's house, and like she had this big like gate in front of her house, like the big mansion type, as like fancy esque property where you had to travel through this gate that had to be buzzed in. Throw the gate, go up this hill, and there's the property with like the pool and the fencing and all this stuff up in Tulsa. And I'm just like, hey, why are we here? My steps is like, oh, this lady, she hired us to do her lawn. Oh, okay, but like, Dad, this is like rich white person land. Like this is the rich neighborhood. Yes, they pay us very well. Okay, okay, but this place is scary. Like people should not have this much money. So it was like it was crazy to say the least. One time we went landscaping up further past Tulsa and um went landscaping up further past Tulsa and had this older guy basically approach me, started talking with my stepdad, and started like offering me a ride, like ride home. And I'm like, I'm good. My stepdad's gonna take me home. I'm good. Like, you are approaching very weirdly. And like this guy started asking like my age and started asking like if I go to school and stuff. And I'm just like, can I seek help somewhere? This dude unsafe. Like, it's weird, but like, yeah, like on this. Us, like we're non-English speaking people, but I understand they pay us well, but I understand that yeah, what you consider well may not be as well as you think. Like I still did like lawn mowing in the summer during like school whenever I was 15 on top of stuff, and basically um the person paying me thought I was like very white, like a white skinny girl looking for a summer job, and so she's like, I will pay you $25 to do my whole lawn, and it was like this acre of lawn, and I'm like, okay. But like when she found out that I live like two houses down and my stepdad Mexican, she's like, I think I paid you too much. And I'm like, no, I'm good. Okay. But I'm just saying you could use that and save that back for something important. I'm like, it is important. It's going towards food for the house. Like, yeah, yeah, the thing with whenever I was in school, was around 2009, 2010, 2011, high school years. Basically, um, $25 was considered a lot for lawn mowing, and yet, there were some kids that were charging like $10 to $15 for lawn mowing. And so this lady pays me 25 because I did a really, really good job at mowing her lawn. And then she's like, "Are you sure I didn't pay you too much, right?" And I'm like, "No, this is the appropriate. I worked my ass off. Your lawn is done. I'm going home." Like thinking you pay someone too much. I'm getting paid for the amount of work I put into this. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? Yeah, like so how I was raised, I grew up below the poverty line. A lot of money to me was like having $10 in my wallet. That was a lot of money for me. I realize now that was pretty bad. Um, hell, like birthday money was $5, so 5 to 20 bucks. That was like a birthday present. Okay, that's the amount for like a birthday present for us. And yeah, we were poor. Like whenever I got my first job and got my first paycheck, I'm like, holy crap, this is a lot of money. How much did you make? $150. Okay, put that towards good use. And like, I was like so surprised by this amount of money for like what I did for work. And they're like, you worked like 20 hours, so this is the appropriate amount. This is a lot of money. They're like, have you never had money in your life? I'm like, not this much. Later, as the cost of living went up and stuff through the years, I'm like looking back on that, I'm like, you sad, sad, sad person. I know food situation for me growing up was I was told not, I know this might be triggering to some, but I was told like not to eat to save money and save food. Um, I was told that food is expensive and we eat dinner and that's about all we can do. Go eat lunch at school and you'll be fine. So we didn't have time for breakfast in the morning. We got up at like 6 a.m., took the bus to school, got there by like 7:30 to 8. Um, one time the kids on the bus were like, "Hey, we have a substitute driver. We need someone to give directions." Me, since I had to wake up at the crack of dawn getting on the bus, I would sleep most of that morning. I would nap on the bus. And these kids are like, "Oh yeah, we know who to give directions. Have Erica give directions. She knows the way." And I'm like over here like, dudes, I sleep like the entire route to school. Yeah, you'll be fine. Dude, I'm just okay. So I go off the motions that I feel while I'm napping on the bus that morning and giving the directions to the substitute driver. Well, one, we end up in BFE kind of just off in the woods in this desolate area to start with, trying to give directions. So we get lost, we turn around, start heading back, and we get to school. We get to school about an hour and a half to 2 hours late because of me giving directions to this driver. And the principal gets on the intercom and is like, please excuse the students from bus 11. They were having technical difficulties with the bus this morning. If you can, again, I repeat, please excuse the students from bus 11. They had some technical difficulties. And like all these kids that were getting off the bus heading to class were like thumbs up, congratulating me. And I'm just like, dude, I am late for class. I have never been late for class a day in my life. Thanks a lot. They're like, yeah, we don't want to give directions. We'll end up on school on time. We don't want that. We hate school. And so they have me give directions. Like, of all the people you could have gave directions to, you give the person who doesn't pay that much attention to what is happening while I'm sleeping. Like, what is wrong with you? Do you not think? But yeah, like we ended up almost an hour to 2 hours late to school, and I'm like, I guess I am a technical malfunction with the bus. Like these kids were so happy to be late to school, and I'm just over here like, I'm trying to get all A's. I'm trying to get to school on time. I'm trying to wake up on time. I'm trying to not miss the bus because it's like 9 miles to school. We live out of town. I do not want to be late because I have a perfect attendance here, and I like to keep that record because it gets me like rewards at the end of the year during the awards ceremony. So could we days because I was basically pressured into that from my parents. My mom basically was like, "You have the capability. You should be making all A's. You are smart enough. You should be making all A's, and that's what I'm going to expect from you. Nothing less. If you get anything else, you'll be grounded from such and such item, or you'll not be able to leave your room till you get the grades up and stuff like that. You won't be." And he was like, it was never there last year. Oof. But yeah, I was basically required to get all A's in school because I have the capability, so I should be. That's all that works. So I had very high expectations and not allowed to mess that up. I was focused on schools and studies, had a very religious family. Ooh, that just gets into a whole deeper wormhole there. But basically, how do I explain? Think again. Okay, so okay, have a good night, Witchy. So basically, I don't remember. It probably wasn't important. I know it was important, but it probably wasn't important. So I'm gonna grab water. What are you doing? Gonna adjust that. Hello. So the reason I wasn't allowed to play sports growing up was not due to inability to be physically active. I was very physically active for my age and in shape. Like actually I was underweight, but still. Um basically sorry. I don't know if you heard me at all. Basically I wasn't allowed to be in sports at a young age. Head, and if they ever shifted, like getting hit or taking like a soccer ball to the head or something, if they shifted any, I would have to go back into immediate surgery, and that was not advisable because surgery was expensive. Um, so basically, kids would always ask, "Why aren't you in soccer if you like soccer? Why aren't you playing tennis if you like tennis?" And I'm like, "I can't play sports. I will get in trouble. I can't risk head injuries." They're like, "Why can't you risk head injuries?" I have metal plates in my head. "Oh, so you can like attract satellite stations and radio stations because you have metal in your head?" I'm like, No, I just have metal in my head because I was born deformed. Oh, so you're special. And I'm like, thanks for doing that, I guess. So basically, I thought it was really cool that I had metal in my head, and I had learned about it from my mom talking about the surgeries I went through when I was a young, like 4 days old and 2 years old. And the other kids in school basically were like, "Oh look, I have metal plates in my head," and kind of make fun of me for it, and they would make like fun of like how, "Oh look, they probably get radio stations that I've had since birth," and then they just kids would be mean. Kids would always be mean. Like just because you very well because I learned that that was not the case. Anytime I would try to talk about my special interests or get really excited about something, I would be told by kids around me, kids at school, "Shut up. You're annoying. No one wants to hear about that. You talk about that too much. You're annoying. Shut up." And I would keep getting told that my special interests were not important, keep getting told that I annoy people too much, that I shouldn't exist, and stuff like that. That was stuff I was told daily by bullies. Um, it got so bad to a point where kids were bullying me every day and picking on me when they could. And eventually it got to a point where um, kids made me upset. I would vent through writing, and one day I got tired of all of them picking on me. So I wrote a list to turn in to the principal and was going to let the principal know because they tell you, hey, if you're being bullied, let the principal know. If you're being bullied, let the school know. If you're being bullied, overheard by the teacher, and that's all the teacher decided to listen to. So I got expelled at the end of the day whenever I went home, and all these kids started saying, "What are you gonna do? Go home and like not exist anymore?" Like that's as best as I'm censoring it for now. Basically, all these kids were bullying me into trying to do that because they didn't like me, and I got bullied like that a lot, like a lot. And whenever I got home, my grandma was like, "Hey, we just got a call from the school. Apparently, you're not allowed to go back for a while." And I'm like, "Why?" "Well, they say you wrote like a list." And I'm like, "I wrote a list to turn in to the principal," and like showed my grandma, showed like my family, and they're like, "Oh, you were just like writing out your feelings and letting people know you were being bullied?" And I'm like, "Yes, I was going to let the school know I was being bullied by all these people every day." And so my grandma, she takes us to like school the next day to talk to the principal, and the principal is like, "Okay, so I see here this is not going to go on your permanent record here, but we heard that she was writing names of people she was going to hurt." And I'm like, "No, I wasn't." My grandma explained, "No, she journals, she vents, she writes things out." And I learned to stop writing things out after that day. But basically, that situation went down, and when I finally returned to school, the first thing that other kids said to me was, "Oh, we thought you went and decided to not exist anymore." I'm censoring this as best as I can because Twitch and TikTok pick up on things and get me in trouble. So basically, they all thought I wanted to unalive, and it was not pleasant because almost everyone in the school, because I hadn't been at school for like 2 days, almost three. When I got back, all these kids were like, "Holy crap, you're actually back!" So upset because we were making fun of you, and like you seemed upset enough to write a list and stuff, and so we assumed you were just gonna like, uh-huh. And I'm like, no, like I get that you guys are mean, but I'm not gonna do that because of you guys. Like shit, fuck that. And yeah, that started a whole um history of bad things I've done that I cover up with tattoos. So, yeah, I got bullied a lot as a kid. I learned that sometimes people are upset with themselves. Sometimes people just don't like different or are scared of different because it's not what they're used to. And it's not necessarily different is not bad. Being different doesn't mean that you're a bad person or you deserve bad things. There are lots of people that are different from other people, and that's okay. I have learned over the years and through a bit of self healing and stuff over the years of stuff I've been through that sometimes being different just means that you are unique. And being weird, being different, just means that, hey, at least you're not like everyone else, which is not necessarily bad. I had a friend in elementary school that would protect by chasing and basically on the tip of beating people up because kids would come up to me saying they killed a frog just to make me feel bad because I loved animals so much. I get that. I loved animals a lot as well in school, and this might trigger people. Basically, a lot of people would be sad and upset to hear about that. And there were always the kids in FFA when I was in FFA that would talk about how they had fun doing what they do to the livestock, or they had fun going out hunting and stuff. And I'm just over here like, that's good and all for you, but I will pay him. I like sushi and I like seafood. I just can't eat it, or it causes me to feel very sick, which sucks because I'm like, ah, sushi, sushi, yes. Or like takoyaki, which is octopus balls. They're really good, but apparently, when my stomach's like, oh, I see, you've put food in us. Yeah. We talked to the stomach. We decided that's not working for us. What do you mean that's not working for us? It's good food. Get rid of it. But I like it.